What can you say about anime? Except that it's amazing. Many people think that anime is just those silly little creatures and robots running around, but it's actually a lot more than that. Anime includes many subgenres, from crime and thriller to sci-fi and fantasy. In the final decades of the 20th century, anime became so huge that it threatened to overshadow all other entertainment industries. And nowadays, the influence of anime on movies, cartoons, and video games worldwide is more than evident. Although it's very hard to make a valid top 10 list of any anime element, here is our list for the top 10 anime moments. Number 10. Let's Hold Hands Fairy Tale. In anime, just like in any other genre, it's perfectly normal for some shows to gain more love and respect over time. Fairy Tale is one of those shows. It's not that the show got better, it's just that people started appreciating it more as the years rolled on. And one of the most iconic moments is definitely the hand-holding scene. One of the prominent themes of this show is the value of friendship, and it's really what made the show, in my opinion. And it's because of this that the hand-holding scene works so well. In order to survive the attack from Acnologia, the dragon, the characters have to join their forces. None of them can do it alone. They simply have to work together. When they stand in a circle and hold their hands together, magic happens. They are able to transfer their magic around the whole group, thus becoming strong enough to repel the attack. True friendship, love, and unity at work. Number 9. Chiyuki's Choice Death Parade. This is one of those anime shows tackling more serious themes. In this particular case, the premise is based on the afterlife and the fight each person has to go through in order to redeem their soul. After Chiyuki reaches the afterlife, she spends the bulk of the show there, but she is eventually taken back to the real world, that is, the world of the living, in order to see how her family is coping with her death. She realizes how difficult the whole situation is, and she is presented with a choice: to press a button and go back to the world of the living at the expense of someone else, or to keep things as they had been. Although she is tempted to press the button and get back, Chiyuki simply cannot do that. This is probably one of the most heartfelt moments of the entire series, transcending the boundaries of the genre. Number 8. The Bang Moment, Cowboy Bebop. Cowboy Bebop was constructed in such a way to draw heavy emotions from the audience. The film was conceived as a bittersweet space opera, but the now famous bang moment wasn't something that people would expect. After the love of his life dies, the character Spike decides to get revenge, although his friends advise him otherwise. He decides to seek out his arch-nemesis, Vicious, and demand justice. In order to do this, he has to deal with a whole bunch of lower-class criminals in order to have a chance to find Vicious and finally deal with him. And when the time comes for the showdown, it's nothing short of amazing. It's true that this scene is pretty short, not just for anime standards, but in general. However, it manages to deliver on every level. Spike shoots Vicious, after which Vicious slices him, but Vicious dies instantly, whereas Spike still has the strength to climb to the stairs and face the remainder of the gang. Before he falls down, he draws his last breath to utter just one word: bang. A perfect ending to a perfect show. Number 7. Himura's episode, Madoka Magica. Technically speaking, this should not count as a single anime moment, but we'll count it that way anyways. The reason for this is that the whole sequence of this episode is so massive and influential, so it would be a crime to omit any of it. Basically, it's one of the moments that made this show. It was clear from the introduction that Himura was an important character, and a very hypnotic one. The whole thing becomes extremely interesting when the viewer finds out the backstory of Himura. It turns out that she comes from an entirely different timeline, and that she was Madoka's best friend. From this point on, the story develops in an amazing way, as we learn how Himura travels back in time because she wants to save Madoka, without any success. As Madoka continues to die, Himura undergoes a change from a mild and gentle soul to a fearsome character. The Himura episode is an amazing piece of storytelling and character development. Number 6. Satsuki vs. Ryuku, Kill la Kill. This is one of those shows that every true fan of anime loves to experience. Nobody could prepare viewers for what happens in the show because there are so many amazing and unexpected moments that the whole thing plays out like a crazy roller coaster ride. The show was praised for a build-up that was handled quite well, and for nice directorial touches seen in every episode. But the best moment in the show is probably when Satsuki and Ryuku were once again at opposing sides, after the former escaped from the villain and the latter got captured by the villain. It was clear that something big was about to happen. The showdown between Ryuku and Satsuki is done brilliantly because it toed the fine line between the build-up and the final reveal, to the amazement of the audience. The fight scene is superbly done. It's dynamic, it has an array of wonderful shots, and it keeps you glued to the edge of your seat. This scene, along with the whole show, became a benchmark in the industry. While you're here, don't forget to like this video and hit that subscribe button below. Number 5. Kirito vs. the Glee Eyes, Sword Art Online. It was definitely strange seeing Kirito with 2 swords because he was pretty adept at fighting with one. He'd never used the second one, so it was kind of confusing. The audience kept asking, what does the second sword do? And why is it there? The whole thing was even more amazing because there was an entire episode devoted to Kirito getting the second sword. He just didn't get a chance to use it. The audience was left craving for more, but everything was about to change. The animation in this fighting sequence was really good, and the music used was close to perfect. In the beginning, Glee Mice seemed like too fierce of an adversary, especially because other players died, to emphasize the danger of the situation. And just when it seemed like all hope had been lost, Kirito pulls out another sword. This was an iconic moment, elevating the whole anime genre. Even people who are not that much into anime praised this scene. Number 4. The Sacrifice of Team Rocket, Pokemon The Movie 2000. Team Rocket plays an important role in the second Pokemon movie, as they kind of end up saving the world. And the whole premise is pretty interesting because although Team Rocket initially plans to put an end to Pikachu, at one point they actually decide to turn good and help out. They think about the whole situation everybody's in and conclude that if the world ended, there would be no one to steal from. So they take Ash with them on their dinghy. Afterwards, it becomes evident that they cannot go far because the weight is just slowing them down significantly. So they perform an act of courage. They decided to throw themselves off and fall to their deaths, allowing for Ash to finish his journey. Now, it turns out that they actually survive, of course, but this fact does not lessen the emotional impact that this scene has. It shows us the importance of sacrificing for the just cause, and in a way, turn the whole team to the good side. Number 3. The Finale, Gurren Lagann. At first glance, this show seemed like your standard robot anime, but it wasn't so. Although the basic premise of robot anime is there, the show has so much more to offer. It was dynamic and action-packed, and although the action was sometimes over the top for some viewers, all in all, it was great. One of the reasons for its success is that it managed to deliver on the emotional level, and not only action-wise. Not many shows these days deliver on the emotional level, but when you manage to glue the viewers by offering them more than just sheer action, you have a winner. Because of all this, the finale works so well. Without wanting to reveal too much, let me just say that it pulled off an amazing feat. It combined all the amazing moments from the whole show in just one episode. And it all felt natural, as if it wasn't forced at all. This show should be recommended to anyone, whether or not you love the anime genre. Number 2. Omnimon Shows Up, Digimon The Movie. The majority of anime fans out there prefer the Digimon adventure over the movie. It's simply better, according to the general vote. However, there are people who appreciate the Digimon movie. Nevertheless, one thing's for sure, whether you like the movie or not, Omnimon is clearly a great character. To all of you out there that haven't seen the movie, I don't want to spoil the fun in case you decide to watch it. All you should know now is that at one point, Omnimon shows up. Actually, that's not even the best term. Omnimon gets summoned through the 2 DNA which digivolve into it. This happens at a crucial moment for the story, and Omnimon helps by destroying a lot of Diabromon clones, which eventually saves the world. The Digimon movie may seem cheesy or forced to many of you, but this scene alone probably helps elevate the whole film, and it stands out as one of the most iconic moments in anime. Number 1. Gohan Saiyan 2, Dragon Ball Z. Okay, it's absolutely clear that Dragon Ball Z is one of the most beloved anime shows out there. It had so many moments that could be considered iconic, but this one could easily take first place. And a lot of the fans would absolutely agree. This scene in particular is one of the most magical moments of the entire show. In a way, it's one of the best build-ups in all of anime lore. The character of Gohan was created in such a way that the fans could expect all kinds of things from him. At first, Gohan is reluctant to win. He is almost crushed by the sacrifice of the Android 16. But it's not the end of him. He manages to gather strength and go through the final transformation. After this moment, there was simply no turning back because he was pushed too far. This scene had everything: great shots, emotional buildup, character motivation, a worthy opponent, simply beautiful. It's definitely one of the best Dragon Ball Z moments and the top anime moment of all time. Tell us your favorite moment in anime in the comments below, and take care.